But, you know, generally speaking, Tony is a sane guy and is my brother. Now, Gyökeres, bro, you were right to be delighted with Gyökeres because you didn't have a striker. So anything would have done. Bro, I'm real. And if you guys are honest, even if you bought Solanke, it would have been a good signing for you. Gyökeres, for me, is unproven in the Prem, and we will see what he's about when the Premier League starts. But from the little I've seen, it's very hard to judge Gyökeres against Athletic Bilbao. Tony, you were wrong. I don't rate La Liga. Northside will testify to that. So there's no way I can shake my bum for a performance against a team that isn't in the Prem. I will see the real Gyökeres against United. I don't see him scoring against United. I see you guys losing against United. So personally, bro, I feel like nobody's scared of Arsenal. No, like there's no fear factor with Gyökeres. There's no fear factor with Madueke. Zubimendi is all right. And for me, because of that, I put you guys behind Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City. And I say that you guys are on par with Newcastle, provided Newcastle keep Isak. And dare I say, you would be on par with Spurs should Spurs bring over Savinho and get Eze over the line. Now, the brother that calls himself the catch up or the catch up, bro, you might need to hold that as well, bro. Because the honest truth is, you know, that's the fact. And I don't think Arsenal, I don't think Arsenal with your current squad compete. And I know you guys look at it like we finished second 3 times in a row. I think this season, bro, is a different ball game entirely.
Okay. Where do you think we finished this season?
Legitly, I think at the moment, I would rate your squad on par with Newcastle. So Newcastle slapped you up twice last season, if I'm correct. I don't think your midfield 3 is better than Newcastle's midfield 3. Your striker definitely isn't better than Newcastle's striker. And then your wingers, yeah, you've got Saka, but I think Gordon and Barnes as an overall package and Murphy offer more than Saka, Martinelli, and Madueke. So, bro, I've got Newcastle ahead of you, man. And if you're not careful and you keep doing this dilly-dally, Humpty Dumpty sat on the wall and stayed on the wall, Spurs could be right on your ass, bro. Because if Savinho comes in, that's already better than what you got on your left-hand side. Kudus is up there with Saka. He hasn't produced the numbers, but in a new team like Spurs, could that be? And Spurs are also vying for an Eze type in the 10. And for me, Solanke can do a job. He can do a decent enough job, 15+ Premier League goals, which is what we're expecting from Gyökeres. So let's see. All right, chill, Deji. That's ridiculous. How is that ridiculous, bro? What is ridiculous in what I've said? You're weak. You're not stronger than Newcastle. So we don't. If you're not stronger than Newcastle, we don't talk about Chelsea. We don't talk about Liverpool. We don't talk about Man City. Period. Unless Northside and Tony, are you man saying that you reckon that your squad, your team is better than Newcastle's team?
I think if they lose Isak, I mean, I was very impressed by Zubimendi against Atletico Bilbao. Very impressed. I think he's got a lot of the attributes that Partey has, but he's still unproven. So I need to see it consistently. I think Gyökeres as well. I understand you being skeptical. We still need to see if he can do it in the Prem. When you big up Solanke, I haven't seen him consistently do it in the Prem. I've seen a season, but I saw a season before from Michu. And then he fell off. So since he's been at your club, it's not been impressive enough. You know what I'm saying?
Can I just say something, and Northside, and I don't mean to push back because obviously we're family, yeah, but I don't like how people talk down on Spurs when we all know that there was a big issue for Tottenham last season, which was Ange Postecoglou and his ball. Like, we're not going to be playing that type of ball this season. So already that's the difference. The fact that we were able to beat you all the way in Hong Kong is testament to the fact. I think if Ange is in charge, we don't win that game. Simple as. So tactically, the way that we're setting up is different. And I would also argue, and I agree with you, you've got the same problem that Spurs have. Your manager, bro. Your manager's too creative, and that will be your Achilles heel. But go on, bro.
Yeah, I was just saying, like, I don't feel like, I think Arsenal's regression is more towards the fact that we haven't strengthened as it stands. As it stands, obviously, we might go and get Eze, we might go and get Lookman. I think it's highly unlikely, but we might. If we get some of those players, then I have a different perspective on this team, a different outlook on this team. Man, I already know that I don't think this manager is good enough. I don't think he bridges the gap when we have deficiencies in the squad. And I think 5 years of this manager in charge has shown that. When you look at the squad, Gyökeres is an upgrade. When you look at the squad, Zubamendi is still a question mark. Norgard doesn't push us forward. Kepa doesn't push us forward. Mascara is another one that we need to wait and see. I didn't watch him at Valencia last season. They finished 12th, but we will see. You know what I'm saying? I need to give it. When Timber came to the team, when Calafiori came into the team, I wanted to see at least 10, 12 games before I make up my mind about the strengths and attributes of the player. So I'm going to give, the players that I haven't seen, like Mascara, a chance, but I'm not impressed as it currently stands. I think going up against Newcastle, I think we do have players that have elevated us. Like I said, Dowman looks like a talent, in my opinion. He's got the attributes of a baller. Ethan, we saw last season, limited minutes, him affecting the game. The problem I have is this manager doesn't play the right players. Right. That's my biggest problem, because I feel like Dowman and Saka on the wings is an upgrade. Ethan in the 10 is an upgrade from Odegaard. Zubamendi in the midfield, I'm liking what I'm seeing. But then I look at it and I go, what's our centre back backup? Kivior's not good enough, and now they see why I said Kivior's not good enough. Skelly hasn't been good in pre-season. Kudus showed him levels, and Pepe showed him levels. So he hasn't been good, but he's not a natural left back. He's actually a midfielder. So this is a problem. Kepa, if we have an injury to David Raya, that you can never predict injuries, I am not confident with Kepa in goal. So there's definitely a reason for concern. The manager putting up the best players, the fact that we're relying on young players that are notoriously known to be inconsistent, and the fact that there's still key areas of the team that need upgrade. All these fans, no matter if you're Arteta in, Arteta out, everybody's saying, yo, go get Eze, and we still not got him. So I understand your concern, but I also understand why Tony is happy that we got Gyökeres, because I'm happy that we got Gyökeres. Now Gyökeres has to back our faith in the player coming in, and he has to produce in it. But at the same time, when you're talking about Solanke, I've not been impressed by Solanke being at Spurs. I'll be honest with you. And when you talk about Ange, Ange was still a type of manager that was playing attacking football all the time. And that's why when you're comparing him, it's like when you buy a player, you're like, give him time. You got Danzo, you told me give him time, you can see a player. When you go out there and buy Solanke, you're like, yeah, but look at what he done in Bournemouth. So at the same time, if you're going to give time to some of your ballers or the players that you think are ballers, then Gyökeres ain't even had a season yet.
No, you're right, bro. And maybe I've been disingenuous here, bro. But, I've given you nothing but props for Ethan Nwaneri. I've said Ethan Nwaneri is legit. Max Dowman is legit. No questions asked. Gyökeres, let's give him time. But the problem that I'm having is that Arsenal fans are talking about...
Deji, we're not having that. We're not having that. You've moved away. No, Deji, we're not having that. You've just moved away a complete 360 from Gyökeres' shit on a Northside show to let's give him time. People, can we hold Deji Spurs accountable for his words?
I don't rate him, but I said give him time, bro. I'm a human being, bro. Give him time.
No. Northside, you are not holding him accountable for his words. A couple of weeks ago, this brother came down here on your channel and actually said that Solanke is better than Gyökeres. And he's not going to give us anything. He's going to flop in this league. And suddenly he's done a complete and suddenly Deji Spurs has completely done a 360.
No, I haven't.
Yeah, like killing me no. And no one is talking about this.
I think
no one is completely talking about this. Deji Spurs, let me bust your bubble. Deji Spurs, rather than you see Deji Spurs, let me get a word out. Yeah, I stayed mute when you were, spewing this stuff here. I mean, this is utterly ridiculous, Deji Sports. Mostly this lazy comments you come in with, talking about Newcastle going to finish above us. Deji Sports, are you serious? A Newcastle team? Seriously? Deji Sports, instead of concerning yourself with grown men talk, how about your game against Bayern Munich? How about that? Let's talk about that. 5-0 bashing to Bayern Munich. After that, no, Deji, let me speak. Deji Sports, because you're talking in grown men talk. This is Arsenal business. I've come, see, Deji Sports, yeah, I know I haven't won a trophy all these years. I completely get that. That's a given. But Deji Sports, I've come second 3 times in a row. How can you say that now that I've already equipped my team with presumably the most lethal striker in Europe right now? Because if Liverpool fans are talking about Ekitike in high esteem, and Newcastle fans are talking about the genius of Isaac, we have a striker who actually outscored both of them in one season, last season. Deji Sports, I don't need to start doing my stats with you. I mean, I'm crazy with the stats. I have like a rotisserie chicken in my head. He actually outscored Ekitike and Isaac last season. So what are you talking about? So this season, I've equipped myself with Victor Gyökeres and I've come second 3 times in a row. Deji Sports, I just added the most lethal striker in Europe. And you're telling me that Newcastle is going to... We've seen Newcastle. Deji Sports, we've seen Newcastle in the Champions League. What happened to them? What happened to them? That squad is going to be stretched. That squad, Deji Sports, that Newcastle squad is going to be stretched. It's going to be stretched to the limit. And do they have what it takes to actually stay in the mix? Deji Sports, we already had the answer with Eddie Howe before when he was in the Champions League.
Can I give you a slight rebuttal, Tony? The answer is no. Like the Wi-Fi is not working. Why does he do that?